Hello, this is Emilke from SlideHub with a short product update for November. On today's agenda, we have 4 points. First up is improved version control. Then I will talk about how we have been slimming down SlideHub, followed by a walkthrough of suggestions for teams. And I will close by inviting you to our opening webinar of 2024. Improved version control. Version control has been extended to presentations in addition to individual slides. Did you know that you can check if the slides in your presentation are up to date? The SlideHub asset platform automatically checks PowerPoint slides inserted from your company slide library. It then compares them against the version in the slide library so you can easily see if you are using the most current version. We have extended this feature to include complete presentations, not just the individual slides. Why is this useful? Keeping track of updates to slides and presentations is a difficult task as an individual. One has to add, reorder, delete content, and slides. To ensure all of these actions are enforced company-wide is an even bigger one. Now it is much easier for team members to keep the materials updated. Version control helps make sure that your team members notice and choose to use the most current versions of company slides and presentations. Let me open a new presentation to demonstrate how slide and now presentation versioning works. If you are working on a presentation downloaded from your company library, just like with the slides, SlideHub will identify it and you see an alert in the SlideHub side pane showing if it is up to date. I can see here on the side pane the following mentions. As this is a presentation, each slide is identified in the system. There is a mention that one slide has been updated and that the presentation has a new version. Let's check which slide needs to be updated. Here you can see which slides have changed and which ones are current. This slide does not show up, which means that it's not being tracked in the system for some reason. All right, let's update the slide that needs to be updated. Just going to go to New Version and Insert New Version. The most up-to-date slide will be added to the file and a sticker has appeared on the old slide as a warning telling you that it's outdated, you should delete it and use a new version instead. If I click on Insert Latest Version on any of the other slides, a similar sticker will appear telling you that this is actually the most current version and that you might want to check it for relevant changes. If you don't want to individually update all the slides in the presentation, just click on Open New Version here, and the current version of the presentation will open, saving you time. Here you can see that the one slide I mentioned was actually deleted, which you might not have thought to check for in the company library separately. Now it says that the active presentation is up to date. In the previous file, the warning will disappear about the presentation not being up to date. You can also unlink the whole presentation here from the system. Therefore, you will stop getting warning signs about it, but it will not remove the warning signs about the individual slides. To unlink the individual slides, you would need to do that here. I will now also show you how to access previous versions of presentations. Just go to Manage Assets, navigate to the presentation in your library, click on Settings, then click on Edit Labels. And here below, you can see all the previous versions of the given presentation. Just click on Download to access an older version, or delete it if you no longer need it. This feature is also available for individual slides. Let me show you. I'm just going to go back. I'll select this slide here, click on Settings again, and here you can see that the slide is part of the presentation version control demo. You can see the previous versions available and the statistics. It has been downloaded 13 times. So you can download the slide here or choose between these actions of replacing the current slide, adding it as a new standalone slide, or deleting it as well. We hope that you will find this presentation and slide versioning just as useful a tool as we do. Slimming down SlideHub. We continuously develop the SlideHub asset platform by introducing new features, but to ensure a seamless user experience, we regularly review current functions for maximum benefit and simplify the program for optimal use. This will also lead to a faster experience and more stability. One of the features we are simplifying is Personal Vaults. Personal Vaults have transitioned to personal teams. Why are we doing this? The Personal Vault feature was live for more than a year, but it only had limited adoption across our user base. Just about 0.3% of all slides downloaded actually belong to your Personal Vault. The concept of a personal vault does not truly align with the ambition of having a shared set of best practice assets. Therefore, the majority of our clients prefer to encourage the use of the suggestion feature in their team. Instead of saving slides to personal vaults, you can favorite them for easy access. What are the implications? To avoid the loss of data and to protect the experience of those users who use their personal vaults, we will transition existing personal vaults into dedicated teams. These new teams will have just one member, and that member will automatically be the manager. Unless an account manager gives themselves access to the team or removes it, this change has almost no impact on the relevant users. Previously, you could access your personal vault through the Manage Assets tab in the SlideHub platform. All you had to do was go to the left-hand navigation pane, and there it was. Currently, if you had a personal vault, it has now transitioned into a library with your name. So Anders' personal vault now became Anders' library. I will click on Manage Assets in the SlideHub side pane and go to the left-hand navigation. Here underneath SlideHub, if I had had a personal vault, it would now be called Emilke's library. As I did not have a personal vault, there is nothing here. Let's continue. We have removed the concept of shared subcategories. Why are we doing this? We conduct handheld onboarding sessions with the potential content managers of new clients. A recurring question at such meetings is, what are the shared subcategories and how are they different? After evaluating our own answers to these questions, we realized that maintaining the concept of shared subcategories adds more complexity than value. What are the implications of this change? No shared subcategories will be deleted. We will use the fact that such subcategories can be associated with multiple parent categories and automatically transition shared subcategories to normal subcategories. As a result, we hope that the asset management experience will become a bit simpler for new managers. What does this change look like? Previously, if you wanted to label your slides, you would see the categories, the subcategories, and the shared categories you can add to it. Currently, all you can see now is the categories and the subcategories. In this specific case, we have moved the Danish and English shared subcategories into subcategories. As subcategories can be used across multiple categories, there is no loss of functionality. We have discontinued the like function for slides. Why are we doing this? We studied the company-wide data and concluded that the like feature was very rarely used. Though the feature took up a central place in the user interface, only 0.4% of all slides in SlideHub actually received a like. What are the implications? Well, instead of sharing the like slides information with managers, we will instead share the number of times the slide has been indicated as a personal favorite. As these favorite indications are 10 times more commonly used, we believe it adds more value. Simultaneously, we'll use the freed up space in the user interface for other, often overlooked but more beneficial features. You can now link to a slide instead of liking it. So previously, you'd have the like button here, and now instead you have the link button. Let me show you where you can find it. So let me just insert a SlideHub slide, and I will pick any slide. So here the little star is how you can favorite a slide, and right next to it is the link button. If you click on it, you'll copy the link that you can then share with your team members. Suggestions for teams. Previously known as contributions, we have improved suggestions in several ways. Why are we doing this? We changed the term of this feature to follow the general use we observed from our clients. We both improved and simplified suggestions to make it easier to use. The Suggestions tab is now more similar in style to Settings and Manage Assets tab. You can also add slides directly to a given team, not just to the company library. Managers can share reviewing responsibilities, and we're implementing a more effective notification system. What are the implications? When team members can easily and quickly suggest slides to the company library, growing the number of useful company assets will be a breeze. Combined with an easily maintainable suggestion reviewing system, the speed with which new content gets into circulation will increase immediately. Managers now receive monthly and weekly notification emails about suggestions. This is how a notification email would look like. This is a monthly report, and this is a weekly report. Let me show you how the Suggestions tab looks like now inside SlideHub platform. In the SlideHub side pane, just click on Manage Assets. And in the left-hand navigation, you can see that Suggestions are here and is now similarly set up to the Manage Assets tab or to the Settings tab. So let's go back to Suggestions. At the top, you can see the actions required, how you can add suggestions, who the top contributors are, all suggestions, and various team suggestions as well. Let's check out Actions Required. This is where you can see what you as a manager are responsible for. You'll see when the responsibility was created, who suggested it, how many slides it contains, who is responsible, and what its status is. And you can also see what library it belongs to. If I click on the action button here and review it, I can delete, download, replace, categorize, and label the slide. I can also see who the responsible manager is, or select someone else to be responsible. I can see what actions are available to me, so I can add it to the library, work on it myself, request a review, or reject the slide. And I can also message the contributor. By clicking on the categorize and label, the slide will be checked again against the whole library to see if there's a similar slide. And then I can continue to mark it as a high priority slide. I can lock its content, and I can add it to different categories and subcategories. So I'll now save and continue, and then I can add it to the library. So if I approve it now, it will now be available in the SlideHub library, and you can see that I have cleared my responsibility. Okay, let's go to top contributors. Here you can see who contributed the most slides. That will be Anders. This little rocket icon shows that they are the number one. In the all suggestions, you can see all of the suggestions in your company, who's responsible, what their status is, etc. And below, you can see the various teams and vaults that you have access to filtered. All of these tabs can be also accessed from this drop-down menu here as well, so you don't always have to go to the left-hand side navigation. If you would like to contribute a slide, all you have to do is go to the Add Suggestions or click here in the specific team vault, for example, click on the slide and upload the file. I'm going to upload this file here. And I'm going to add it to the product team. I shall select Klaus to be responsible and then submit the slide. Now all I have to do is to wait for the responsible person to review it. We have also added support for multiple leads and suggestions. This can be set in the Settings tabs right here. Click on Assets and then go to Suggestions. Here's where you can set users can suggest slides or not, who can suggest slides, and who should be the lead on new suggestions. You can set that right here. We will be adding support for multiple leads, so larger organizations can have several people. In this case, the relevant person will be randomly selected to receive notifications. As you saw previously, we have set up a better email notification system to let managers know about slides that needs to be reviewed. Of course, we have also updated the side pane view of suggestions to follow the new updates. Just click on Suggest or Add Slides here. You can submit slides directly from the open PowerPoint file to the relevant teams. If you're a manager, you can also add them directly, not just suggest them. Opening webinar of 2024. We hope to see you at the beginning of the new year. Join us live on Tuesday, January the 9th, 2024 at 3 p.m. CET on our live video call to kick off the new year. The webinar will be 30 to 40 minutes long with a Q&A session where you can address the founders directly. Learn all about what you can do with SlideHub and what we plan to roll out in 2024. You can sign up for the webinar on the following link. You will find this link in the vicinity of this video as well. Thank you for your attention. We at SlideHub hope to help you streamline PowerPoint proposals and solve document chaos.